Good afternoon, Prescott. It's the KYCA PM show. The phone lines are open 928-541-1016. You got Pat Kuykendall and Scotty in the studio. We've got a guest, Ken. But, Scott, we got rain. What's going on out there?
Well, taking a look at the weather sheet here, cold and wet conditions are going to dominate the next few days with more unsettled weather possible over the weekend.
That is good, though. I mean, the lakes are starting to fill up. There was quite a few accidents when I was coming in out on Larry Caldwell, out in that area by the airport. You know, people hydroplaning, driving a little fast, trying to pass, trying to go as fast as they can. And so I know our law enforcement are busy out there patrolling accidents and trying to get people to slow down. So a big thanks to them. But, you know, hopefully this water is going to start raising the water table in our local lakes.
Yeah, it looks like the main bit of weather we're going to get is just rain, but maybe the higher elevations up in the mountains, we may see some snow by midweek.
You know, I saw where the Snow Bowl is supposed to open, I think, Thursday. So that's great for the our neighbors in Flagstaff.
Yeah, I bet they get some the next few days.
Well, you know what? We knew the 70-degree temperatures were going to come to an end, and they did very rapidly.
Yeah, we've got some low 30s in the for most of the week.
Okay, so let's put our brains together real quick, Scotty. What are some things that if we're breaking down into the 30s, we should take the hose off the hose bibs?
Definitely take the hose off the hose bib.
Turn off your sprinkler systems.
True. A lot of people like to, if they have some windows they're not going to be opening, they'll cover them with plastic to help keep the weather out.
Right. What are some more good secrets? Ken, you got any secrets for winterizing when it gets down below 30s?
Brother, I lived in San Diego for 60 years. I don't know what weather is.
I guess he doesn't have a jacket because he's in here in short sleeves. And we're welcoming Ken, our guest from the DAV, Chapter 16. Ken, welcome to the PM show.
Thank you, sir.
So, what did you guys do when it froze in San Diego?
It didn't freeze in San Diego, brother.
I was waiting to see what you were going to say. I was going to just say, you know, that probably never happened. And if it did, it was a real odd moment.
We have a mountainous area to the west or to the east of San Diego with a couple of towns, Alpine and Julian, that get snow about the same amount that we do regularly.
Mm-hmm.
So I've actually been up there a couple of times for apple picking season and Christmas time, just to get the feel of snow. But it's mush by the time I get there.
But you guys are in your cold weather digs when it turns under 60, aren't you? Don't people have their jackets and their boots out and they're just kind of?
Yeah, I've got my Padres warm-up jacket.
There you go. Well, you're doing pretty good. Good. Ken, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're with the DAV, but let's go into your military service and you know, what brought you to Prescott or what you did in San Diego. You know, you and I have met a few times, but never spent a lot of time together. Give me a little history on you.
Well, I was born in Oakland, California,
mm-hmm.
and my family moved up into Washington and then across the country to Nebraska, where we lived until I was 9 years old.
Okay.
Then
that was cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew what cold weather was then.
Yep. Health got to my dad, so we ended up moving to San Diego for his health issues. And I turned 10 there, and I left San Diego in 2019 to come here through a process of social disorganization in San Diego and
Right.
my family, and it just became too expensive for me to stay in San Diego,
Sure.
so I moved up here. My military background is that I was, when I was 21, I joined the Army, and because they caught me in stepping out of college just that little bit long enough.
Right, right.
And I got a 30-day notice, and so I ended up joining the Army. And while in training in the Army, I learned about Special Forces and joined the Special Forces and trained for them. And then I went to Vietnam in Special Forces. And I was in the 5th group of Special Forces, and I had 2 stations. I had a B team in a city called Chu Lai, where I helped to build the B team and create a communications network there. Then I got moved out to an A team, which is a small 15-man team out in the mountains with the Montagnards, and spent about 8 months there, and was caught up in a major battle and got a Purple Heart and stuff like that, and got sent home, and went back to college and used my VA bill,
Right.
and paid for flight training, and I learned how to fly planes. And so I've got a number of certifications for that.
Now, did you fly for a living?
No.
Okay. And by the way, welcome home. Thank you for
you.
your service in Vietnam, and thank you for your service in the United States Army. So, but you just got some certifications for fun using your GI Bill. Good.
Yep.
And then what career path did you take?
Well, when I came home, it was a different time from now, I guess. I still had my job waiting for me.
Okay.
And I was working as a grocery clerk to go through college. And so when I came back, I just went straight back to work. And I stayed in the grocery industry for 25 years and then got out of that. And
Can you tell us which chain?
I suppose so.
Okay.
Around here, only half of your people here would know the one is Vaughn's.
Okay, sure.
Okay, there's Vaughn's grocery store.
Is that part of the Safeway?
It is now.
Okay, part of the
Yeah.
Albertsons family.
So I came back and I went to work for Safeway.
Mm-hmm.
I was with Safeway for a couple of years. Had a friend that was working at Vaughn's, and he kept telling me how wonderful it was to work for Vaughn's. So I took off and went over there and tried that out, and went the rest of 25 years. So.
Wow, that's a pretty good career.
Yeah, well, then, I retired from there and went to work for a title insurance company and learned a lot about real estate and legal rights and necessities of real estate in California. Some of them are still, most of them are still here in Arizona, but they're a little different, I think. And then I got into, we had the Great Peace Dividend from winning the Desert War, and Bush won.
Right.
And all the soldiers came back home, and they were taking a lot of jobs and stuff. But we had a depression at the same time. And when we had the depression, then the title insurance company laid everybody off, and I was on the loose for another 15 years, just doing whatever I could find in the wireless communications industry, because my communications background in the Army helped me with that, and I worked with businesses, helping them learn how to use wireless systems.
Wow.
And make money with them and stuff like that.
Sure.
And finally, it just got to be too old and too tired, and decided to retire.
There you go. And came to beautiful Prescott.
Yeah, it came to beautiful Prescott, where you can afford to retire.
There you go. Well,
or you
that's
used to be able to.
Sure. Well, and we're changing a little bit, but I think it's still, we still have our pros and cons. But
Yeah.
Going back from your Vietnam service to you're right back into your job. That's back in the day. That's kind of what happened. It was you had your police officers, you had your city people, your county people, your jobs, and when you got called away, especially in the Guard and Reserve right now, they have USERRA, the Uniformed Services Employment Reemployment Rights Act, which protects our Guard and Reservists. But back then also the active duty.
Yeah. Well, the federal government actually, made it a law that if they drafted somebody into the service, then they got their jobs back
Right.
when they came back, and that was a law. There wasn't any questioning. You didn't get to say yeah, but so I think that I don't know if it's gone now or what, but we have so many veterans
Mm-hmm.
who are coming home from the desert wars,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have jobs to come back to.
Right.
Of course, they weren't drafted, so
Sure.
maybe there's a technicality there.
Well, and I think
But-
I think as we live in a fast, when you were talking that you've been with Safeway, Vons, or them, but the grocery business. I mean, that was the ideal job. You got your foot in the door in high school, working at one of the grocery stores, and especially here in Prescott, a lot of people I went to school back in the day with, stayed in the grocery business, and they're finishing up retiring now, and they went from maybe a bagger to a stocker to a
Yeah.
cashier to a butcher to the progression. And I mean, those were very, very strong jobs. So we're going to take a break. The phone lines are open, 928-541-1016, and we'll be right back with the KYCA PM show. And we're back with the KYCA PM show. And before we bring our first caller in, I want to do a little audition for Acronite. I don't know which store would want to have me in there, but let me think of a song that I could sing. Hey, Linda, what do you want me to sing?
Pardon?
What do you want me to sing? I want to audition with you since you're in charge of Acronite. I want to do a live performance in downtown Prescott. Where do you want me?
So no, but I can ask. So can you sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
No. Maybe you need to put me as far away from Prescott as you can, and just put me in a corner and let me sing way out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
There you go. Hey, Linda, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Did you row your boat out there in Prescott Valley, or?
Unfortunately, I did. My mom wanted to go to Walmart, so we braved the rain.
Oh,
but
wow.
we were rewarded with a beautiful rainbow at the end.
There you go. Was it crowded over at Wally World?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. That place never slows down.
Not at all.
It's like Prescott Valley's own Disneyland. So Acronite is coming up quickly.
Yes, it will be December 12th. opening ceremony at 5 o'clock, and the event goes 5:30 to 8:30. It'll be here before you know it.
5:30 to 8:30. How many musicians? Because I know you were on a couple of weeks ago with Jason. Have we had more sign-ups and more musicians?
Sign-ups, we've had a couple more trickle in. We have a wait list. We did not get to match all of our performers, but here that was kind of the thing. And we started having cancellations, and we went through all the performers we had on the wait list. So I'm telling everybody to be patient. We have, offhand, I don't know how many performers we have. Some of the businesses do have a first half and a second half, but we have probably close to 145 businesses this year. Last year we were about 130. So it's growing, and it's wonderful.
That is great. That's just amazing that, Prescott goes all out for Akronite. And I don't think we can say it's just Prescott. I mean, the stores are in Prescott, where the musicians are, but
yeah.
You have musicians coming from all over the county and possibly all over the state.
We have one that just signed up. He's from South Dakota. So he showed up last year, and because we had run out of performers, it's like, quick, you're over here.
Wow.
So he performed for us. Just showing up. He happened to be traveling with his guitar. So he enjoyed himself last year and is coming back.
That is great. And just kind of give us an overview of Akronites for the listening audience that doesn't understand or has never heard of it or wants to know more about it.
Well, the downtown businesses will stay open late. There'll be merchandise for Christmas, and we're putting performers into those businesses that want to participate. The business pays $75 to participate, and that money goes towards, grants and things like that we do for the schools. In each business, in front of each performer, we put tip bags. Bring your dollar bills, bring your $5, whatever you want to throw into the tip bag. And the performers are donating their time, and they know the tip bags, the money comes back to us. What we use that tip money for is private music scholarships for the kids. So this year we were able to give 60 kids scholarships, and, it could be kids that possibly couldn't afford private music lessons. So it helps the families, it helps the kids, and just keeps music alive. So this year also we're using the Yavapai College parking lot, the main parking lot. It worked so well last year. We will have 3 school buses running, so there isn't much of a wait time. So we will bus you free of charge from the college to the downtown square, so you don't have to worry about trying to find a parking space.
It's amazing. And this is, 37th year, you said?
Yes, 37th
37 years in downtown Prescott this has been going on, and I think, we always need to do a shout-out to Jill and Scott Curry for 17 years, and then you and your husband taking it over. And, it's just it's a no-pressure event. It's fun. It's bring your whole family. It's entertainment. It's a great evening.
We'll have Santa and Mrs. Claus on Gurley Street, so bring the kids. They can visit Santa. You can get pictures, no charge. And it's a wonderful family event. The courthouse is all lit up, so it's beautiful at that time of year. Yeah.
Just need to dress warm because it gets
very warm.
Mighty cold out there.
Yeah, we're praying for good weather this year. Again.
There you go. Linda, thank you so much for calling in. Remember Akronite, December 12th, downtown Prescott, and we'll see you there.
Thanks for having me.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
So, Ken, let's go back to veterans. We just celebrated a great Veterans Day, week, month. We should get a month, but, it's a day. And there's so many great organizations. You have the American Legion, you have the VFW, you have the DAV, you have the VA. I mean, there's so many. What is the wow about DAV that, our other veterans organizations don't have that you're able to do?
Well, as we go through this conversation,
sure,
we're going to talk about some of those things. Right at the moment, one of the wows that we have is that the chapter is celebrating its 75th birthday this December 15th, and having our Christmas party at the same time for all the volunteers and employees that we use.
And how many volunteers do you have with the DAV?
I don't know for sure how many, because sometimes they just come out of the woodwork when we need them.
Right.
We have, I think, about 15 employees working in our 2 thrift stores.
Mm-hmm.
We have a commander and our finance manager, and we just got a gal who's working the front desk now for us.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and then we've got our general manager. So that's like 4 there in the office, and I show up there a couple of times a week sometimes
Sure.
when they need me. And we have contractors, carpenters, and painters, and people like that who we just they're members,
Mm-hmm.
and if they don't come to meetings, we'll call them up
Mm-hmm.
and say, okay, this house needs this kind of work, and this house needs a dryer repaired, and so on, and we'll get the right guy to go and do the right thing. And it costs us very little to get that done. Just we pay for a lot for parts and stuff.
And the labor's donated. Well, you're
Labor's donated, yeah.
Sure. And that's the great thing about the veterans, the family of veterans, is there's a lot of giving back. And, even a lot of non-veterans probably are doing these labors of love to
Right.
help veterans because of maybe they weren't able to serve, maybe because of a medical, or they, decided not to go to that career path, but they do want to give back. So,
Yep.
that's amazing. So you got your 75th anniversary birthday on December 15th.
Yep. And
Great.
then we're going to be handing out Thanksgiving turkeys to disabled vets, and we've got Safeway is providing the turkeys for us,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a family member for John who works for them, and I think we're doing 24
Turkeys for families.
complete turkey dinners.
Wow, for veterans,
Yeah.
disabled veterans in our community. That's amazing. That's
Yeah. So
really a good thing. So when you do that, now do you deliver them to the families?
no, actually, they come and show identification and
Right.
stuff like that, so that we know we're doing it correctly,
Okay,
and we're not giving turkeys away to people who don't have a right to get them from us.
there you go. Well, we're going to take another break, Ken. And if you have a question for Ken or just want to have some information for upcoming events on the show, the phone lines are open, 928-541-1016, and we'll be right back with the KYCA PM show. And we're back with the KYCA PM show. Pat Kuykendall here with Ken with DAV Chapter 16 in their 75th anniversary on December 15th. But we do have a caller. We've got Brenda Small from the American Legion. Hi, Brenda.
Hey, Patrick.
How are you feeling?
I'm doing all right.
Feeling a little better, I hope.
I am.
All right. You've got some things coming up that you wanted to share with the listeners.
Yeah, yes, I do.
Perfect. Please share.
Well, hello, everyone. Sure. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Brenda Small, and I am the First Vice Commander and Public Affairs Officer of the Ernest A. Love American Legion Post 6, right here in Prescott on 202 South Pleasant Street. And what I wanted to share with you all today is that we have an exciting program that we just opened up for all high school students. It is called the American Legion High School Oratorical Program, and it's a speech contest. And it's open to all students, 9th through 12th grade. And there's going to be a local competition held on January 17th at the Prescott Library. But basically what this is, it's an 8-minute speech, and the students would prepare the speech, original content, and the topic is the Constitution, the United States Constitution.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's
So,
great.
Yeah.
And what would students need to do to become involved or be part of this?
So to get more information and to apply, they just need to contact Chris Rayborn, and Chris's number is 602-679-0941. I'll say again, call Chris at 602-679-0941.
Okay. That's great information, and if you're definitely going to be putting it out on Facebook, and we will we will definitely be sharing.
Yeah, and I just put it in the newspaper today at Signals AZ.
Okay.
But yeah, the scholarship prizes start locally at $200 for first place, and then go up to $600, and then the national winner's $25,000 scholarship.
Wow, that's definitely worth putting in for. That's great. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Brenda, for calling in, and I'm going to have some more shows in December, and I'm going to bring you back when you're feeling better and learn more and share more with what's going on with the Legion.
All right, thank you so much.
You got it, Brenda. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, we have another phone caller, and I'm going to practice my hello, welcome to Culver's. This is Pat. Can I help you?
Hello. Hey, Patrick, it's Amy. How are you?
Hi, Chief. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I heard you're doing a little Culver's tonight.
We are. We're doing a huge fundraiser for Trinity Christian School.
Nice. And you're going to be out there
Yes,
volunteering.
we're excited.
What do you
Yes.
Are you cooking? Are you taking the food out the
Well,
door? Have you figured that out
I
yet?
do not think people want me to cook.
Okay, so no, the chief is not cooking at Culver's tonight. There you go.
No, but I will be running food, although I have to say I'm happy for the rain, but I'm not excited to be out in the rain. But I will do it because it's a good cause.
There you go. And tell us a little bit about Trinity Christian School. I know your daughter
Yes.
goes there, and they're raising money for a big trip, right?
Yes, so they are going, this is the advanced Latin class at Trinity Christian School that is taking a mission trip in March to Italy, and they are going to help a little school and church there in Italy while they're there, and they're going to be doing all sorts of stuff to help that school get started and stay productive there, and so yeah, they're going to be going there, and each student is raising money, and the group and class is raising money collectively, and that's what they're doing at Culver's. So they're there from 4 to 7 tonight, and Culver's is so awesome, and they are donating 15% of the proceeds from each sale towards that class's efforts.
You know, the Williamson family is so awesome. They do so much in the community, not only
They're
for
so
youth, but for
cool.
veterans,
Yeah.
for Trails for Tatas. I mean, every time you open Facebook, they're doing another 15 or 10% to local charities, and they just never quit.
Nope, they're so awesome. And so we're excited, and these students are so excited, and they just love, they love learning Latin, but they're so excited to travel and be doing this mission work, and we couldn't be more excited for them for this opportunity, and for so many of them, and for so many of the chaperones, they're excited to be going out of country for the first time, and it's such a great experience and such a a great way to serve. So
Well, that's great.
join us if you want to brave the rain.
There you go. Well, I've got Scott looking at the weather report out there, and as soon as we get a torrential downpour, I'm coming out there to see you. So make sure
Perfect.
you're
We
prepared,
appreciate
Chief.
that.
All right. Thanks for all you do out there, and thanks for your officers out there. On the way in, I was seeing accidents and people hydroplaning, and your police team was out there right on it,
Yes.
making sure
Well,
that
they're
our community is safe.
fantastic.
Yes, they are. We're very blessed. So you have a good
All
one.
right.
Stay dry.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Chief. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, back to Ken. Okay, so you're handing out turkeys, so you're going to do 24 families. And we were talking during the break what, kind of some different things that the DAV does. You guys have thrift stores where our other partners have, places that they can rent and, they're able to generate some income from bar and from their kitchen, where you guys are doing thrift stores. We also talked about you're able to do a lot of housing. You're also able to provide transportation, and you're also able to help, which, there's other organizations with benefit claims.
Absolutely. We just had a fellow in today in our office from, gosh, I can't think of the name of his organization, darn it. Anyway, their organization does not have certified documents producers,
Right.
and we do, and we have them at 2 levels.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was wondering if he could send some people who are going to him for help for his group,
Mm-hmm.
and send them to us.
Sure.
And we do that sort of stuff a lot with USA Vets and so on and so forth. There's a lot of organizations in the county, and we all work together.
Oh, you guys work together,
And,
like a hand in glove, definitely.
Yeah, because you need to. It's a big job.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going also then to the thrift. Speaking of the thrift stores, our office and both of our thrift stores have got Toys for Tots boxes in them.
Mm-hmm.
And last year we did very, very well with that. And so we would really appreciate it if people have some new toys, packaged toys that they
And you're
can
working
bring
with the
to us.
Marines on the Toys for Tots.
Right.
Okay.
And when you want to bring them by, then just swing by our office. Our main office is at 726 West Gurley.
Okay. And we're going to take another break.
Okay.
And we'll be right back with the KYCA PM show. We've got Ken from the DAV, Chapter 16, 928-541-1016. And we're back with the KYCA PM show where we've got Ken here from the DAV, the Disabled Veterans Chapter 16 up here on Gurley Street. So you were talking, about just some of the things you do, and you have a whole list here, and I'm just going to let you just fire away on this list, and then we're going to put a call out to our veterans in our local community.
Okay. We have, through the DAV, at this chapter, we have 3 homes that we have purchased over the years that we put up for rent at very, very low rent levels to veterans. They have very strict rules for living together with each other because we have currently we have 14 vets in those 3 houses.
Wow.
And sometimes, they are not as refined as we would like them to be.
Or compatible.
Or compatible.
Right.
And so, we have that we provide. And then all of our funding is locally generated from the thrift stores. We have 2 of them, one at 730 Fifth Avenue in Prescott and one at 400 West Gurley, also in Prescott. And these 2 thrift stores generate a very, very large portion of our revenue. We do occasionally get revenue from endowments from folks who have either died or want to add us into an endowment fund that they've got set up. So we can do that. We have those things as well. We provide financial aid for veterans and assist with veteran claims, our VA claims, for disability, pension, survivors, benefits, and caregiver support. And you'd be surprised at how many people that come in there don't realize all of the various perks that they have available to them through the VA.
Well, my phone rings at least once or twice a week where I'll get a call, whether it's from an elected official or somebody in the community saying, hey, a veteran just passed away. The wife doesn't know what to do next because the service member, the veteran, did not share that information, just like you said, all the benefits that they're entitled to. And it's tough. It's tough when you have one of the spouse is gone, and then all of a sudden the widow is there trying to navigate through the VA. And I know you guys do a lot of help with it. We've got a lot of great organizations, but I'm sure you see a lot of that too.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite things when I'm in the office and doing claims for people is for a vet to come in with his wife there with him. Mm-hmm. And then I have an opportunity to talk to both of them at the same time.
Right.
Makes a big difference.
Well, and I think we need to put that out there. If you're a veteran out in the listening world, make sure your spouse understands what the entitlements are, what the benefits are, what needs to be done in case the service member or the veteran becomes ill and is in the hospital or even passes away. I mean, do it before it's too late.
Well, and another thing I would like to put out there for the veterans is if you're sitting with VA benefits at 20% or 30% and you're thinking that, well, I only have this and I only have that, do yourself a favor and come in and talk to us, because there are a great many things that you may not have thought of that would count towards your benefits, and we know what those things are.
Well, and the big one is, I didn't do much. Somebody needs it more than me. And what people don't realize is that money for benefits is there. It's already there. It's already paid for. And if you don't use it, you're giving Congress and them the opportunity to take that money back
and spend it on something frivolous.
There you go. You said it. I didn't say that, but that's true.
Okay. We currently work with 12 different organizations and to provide vouchers for our homeless community and to allow them to get clothing and other necessities at no cost in our thrift stores. Mm-hmm. we also do, as I mentioned earlier, emergency funds and vouchers for veterans who they don't even have to be a member; they just have to be a veteran. And but if they're if they're out there and they go to start their car in the morning to try to get to work and it won't start, we can give them a voucher to cover
Maybe a new battery.
a new battery,
Sure.
or whatever, or, whatever it is that comes up. So we do that sort of stuff as well. We provide the food vouchers, as mentioned. We conduct monthly activities at the Prescott VA to support veterans in long-term care. What that is there's a part of the VA hospital organization that is set up to provide for veterans who are either never going to get out of the hospital or are about to leave the hard way.
Right.
And we want to make sure that that they're kept happy, and that they feel like that people know that they're there and what's happening to them.
Sure.
One of the things that we do there is we run an electronic horse race game for them.
Oh, okay.
And we bring a bunch of poker chips, and we run horse races, videotaped horse races on a TV, and they get to fill out race cards ahead, betting cards ahead of the race, and they'll end up at the end of the day with $5 or $10 or $20.
Sure.
And they just get so excited about that. It's amazing how much fun they get out of that.
There you go. Hey, Ken, we're going to take our final break.
Okay.
We'll be right back with the KYCA PM show. And we're back for the final segment of the KYCA PM show. We've got Ken from the DAV Chapter 16. Ken, we got about 7.5 minutes. Fire away. This is the rest of the show is yours. I'm just going to listen and take notes.
Well, I'll finish out my little list here. We provide annual scholarships to ROTC cadets at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and we're working to establish a couple of new scholarship programs for vets returning. rather than heading out. And so we've got that going, and then we provide support for the Camp Corral program each year, which allows children of wounded or fallen service members to attend a week-long camp at no cost.
And where is that camp at?
We're not sure where they're going to want to do it this year.
Okay.
We work in conjunction with Golden Corral. So they'll tell us where they want the kids to go, and we'll put up the money. And that'll be the good side of that. I also want to thank Patrick for his turning in his membership here today.
I know. I'm the newest member in Prescott. I'm going to read a little bit on that, Ken, just for a second. Yanni said I was going to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
But Camp Corral, through Golden Corral, provides the rest they need from veteran family struggles and reignited their inner kid to be goofy and have fun. So it's a camp that is funded by Golden Corral to transform the lives of children of wounded, ill, and fallen military heroes by providing camp advocacy and enrichment.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's a wonderful program. And the last one that we know about was before COVID, and they had the kids up on Mingus Mountain at a campground up there.
Mm-hmm.
And had the folks working and doing their thing. So I'm down to one last thing I want to talk about here.
Sure.
And that is that the people who operate the DAV in Chapter 16 here in Prescott are an aging group of people. We've got people who are in their 80s and 90s and 70s, and very frequently we're ill, and we have to work through the illness in order to get our jobs accomplished. We would really appreciate it if some of our younger senior vets could find some time to come join us and take on some leadership roles within the DAV. We have need for a finance director. We have a need for a commander event here pretty soon. We have a need for a couple of I'm sorry.
Service officers, probably.
Service officers.
Uh-huh.
Which are like me. And you, as you can tell, I'm not exactly up to the par that I was once upon a time. So we need some younger fellas to come in and help us to keep running the DAV, keep it prosperous, and add some additional capabilities to the DAV. And if you feel like you're about to retire or you have retired and you're looking for something to do with your time that's useful and makes you feel good all over, come give us a talk and let's see if we can't work with you on something.
Well, and the hours are flexible. Giving back is so rewarding.
Strictly part-time. We only have one full-time guy in the whole office. Mm-hmm. So
we're going to do some recruiting for you. We're going to definitely get that out. But, to our younger veteran population, let's give back. That's what it's all about, is helping our fellow veterans, helping our past and our present and our future veterans make a difference, because so many of them paid the ultimate sacrifice, but so many of them, aren't able to. The VA hospital, thank goodness we have that here. Good thing we have U.S. vets bringing our homeless veterans. Good thing we have DAV Chapter 16 able to provide. And just like Ken said earlier, everybody works together. There is no ego over here saying we're better than these people or anything. Everybody has a piece of the pie, and they give back. And the mission and the goal is to take care of all veterans in our community.
And there is a tremendous number of people out there who have skills that they used in their younger life.
And let's get them to work.
That they could apply here.
There you go.
We would be so happy to have them.
There you go. Ken, thanks for coming in. We'll bring you back. And everybody have a great evening. Stay cool, and we'll see you at Culver's with Chief Bonnie for a burger.